Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for creating a powerful online presence and business. What's up, Nonstop Nation? Based on my previous video, my Swiss first class review, I had a lot of comments that inspired me to make this video. Specifically, why I hate so many airlines, because a lot of commenters on the last video were saying all you do is criticize airlines, you never say anything positive. And the truth is that yes, I am probably one of the most critical frequent flyers out there, but it's all for a good reason. Quickly before that, there's a unique opportunity for us to do something really fun together. Next year in April, I'm taking one of my favorite types of trips to Morocco and into the Sahara Desert. And what makes this special is that I can bring up to 20 of you guys with me. The minute this video goes live, the page to request to join the trip also goes live. And since this is my first ever Nonstop Nation trip, I expect the tickets to go really quickly. I got a lot of interest on Instagram already, and the first 8 people who join will get $100 off. So if you're hungry for an incredible adventure with me and Oscar in April next year to explore Morocco and make new friends from all over the world, the link to request to join is in the description. So yes, I am a very critical person when it comes to airlines, but I am the type of person wherever I go, not only with airlines, where I feel that I need to be getting the best value for my money. Before I buy something, I make sure I'm 100% certain this is the very best thing for me to buy, or I will not buy it and I'll look for a competitor. So the same thing to me applies with airlines. Why would I ever recommend an airline that is charging a similar or even higher price to another airline that's better than them? And here, people will talk about subsidies, they'll talk about being state-owned versus private and how many state-owned airlines have a benefit the private airlines don't. But the truth is that as consumers, we're out here and all airlines are kind of equal. To us, it doesn't matter if you're state-owned or privately owned. To me, the question is, why would I fly with a private company that's worse than a state-owned company? So that's why there's very few airlines that I actively recommend, because most airlines can simply be avoided in favor of flying these few select airlines that I truly enjoy flying. Because once again, I don't see any point in paying $2,000 for business class on this airline when you can pay $2,000 for business class here and get a much better experience. So it's not that I hate all these airlines, it's just that I don't think they deliver enough. And with that said, there needs to be a better way for you guys to tell how I feel about different airlines. Before I book a flight, I really look for my emotional reaction to how I feel about flying this or that airline. So I simply sat down, wrote a list of almost all the airlines I've flown in first and or business class, and ranked them based on how I would feel if you told me, here's a free ticket on them tomorrow. How excited would I be? For now, I've named the different levels on the list. The following, these are probably temporary. So here is Nonstop Dan's official list of the airlines I like from the most to the least. On the top, we have Dan's favorites. These are airlines that you all know I love. Specifically, 2 out of 3 of these will probably or maybe come to mind to you guys. Say it with me. My 2 real top favorite airlines that I have flown a lot of times are Qatar Airways and Singapore Airlines. And the third that I really have a feeling deserves this spot, although I've only flown them twice in business class, is ANA. So I'm putting them here because both my experiences with them have been incredible as well. I don't feel like these need any explanation because I've made so many videos on each, so you can check those out on my channel if you want. The next level is airlines that I love, Dan loves. These I might not talk about or rave about as much, but they're all airlines that I'd be incredibly excited to fly as well, and that I think really deserve some recognition. Here we have Emirates, Oman Air, Turkish Airlines, so really one very concentrated region there in the Middle East. And then we zoom over to one specific country, which has the 2 others, EVA Airlines and China Airlines, both based in Taipei. And especially China Airlines I find to be an incredibly underrated airline. That brings us to the airlines that I almost love. They're not quite on the level of the airlines I love, but they're kind of close. So first of all, we have Qantas. Very mixed feelings, especially among Australians, but I've only had great experiences with them. I just think they're a high quality airline. Not the best, but super high quality. Next up, we go over to East and Southeast Asia for Garuda Indonesia and Thai Airways. Both of these I love as well. Then a little bit higher up, we have Cathay Pacific. Also a fantastic airline that I've been lucky to fly quite a few times. Next up, we'll go further in East Asia to Asiana and Korean Air, and then over to Japan Airlines. All of these are high quality airlines. In the Middle East, I also place Etihad in this category. That's a complex story, but I think I should fly them soon if I can to give them another try. Now, what you guys have been really curious about, I think, is which airlines in Europe I actually recommend, or which airlines I'm excited to fly and seek out. And there aren't so many, but the biggest here for me is KLM. If I had to choose one European airline, I have to say it's KLM. I know a lot of people might disagree, but for me, if you're not gonna do luxury, do quirky and do it right. And that's exactly what KLM does. They embrace their Dutch culture. In my opinion, they have a good economy and business class product, especially on the 787, of course. But I just appreciate that KLM has a slightly bigger attention to detail and really cares about conveying a feeling of something particular when you're flying with them. And for me, that also goes for my two other European airlines that I like, which is Finnair and Austrian Airlines. Both these airlines also incorporate unique and quirky elements of their cultures, and that just makes it more fun. If you're not gonna be luxurious, as I said, at least be fun and unique. The last airline I like is Jetblue. This is the only airline in the Americas that I can really say I like. I think they have a great economy class product, a great business class product, and they're really a step above the rest in North America. And now for the airlines I like. This is really the last level of airlines that I would be excited to fly almost at all. So anything below this level, I avoid when possible, not because they're necessarily bad, but just because there's much better options out there. So here we have our first African airline, Ethiopian Airlines. I think they're quite underrated. I like Ethiopian Airlines. And moving up a bit, I have Royal Jordanian. They're my lowest rated Middle Eastern airline that I've flown, but they're still relatively high. As I said, I do like them. Then we have quite a few airlines in Europe and the US here. We have Virgin Atlantic, Air France, Brussels Airlines, all airlines that have something a little bit unique to them. And in the US and Canada, we have Delta, Alaska Airlines, and Air Canada. All airlines that just, in my opinion, are a little bit better than the other airlines in North America besides JetBlue. So I feel that there's maybe no need to go through the other airlines. All you see here are airlines that are fine. I feel very neutral about them, but I wouldn't seek them out. I'm not especially excited to fly them, but they're also not terrible. They're just very meh. For some of them, they can be very good sometimes and very bad others. That's why they're here also. But in general, there are better options to all of these. And last but not least, the airlines I dislike. Don't take this too seriously because firstly, I don't think most of you will be flying many of these airlines anytime soon. And also, as you see, I haven't really flown them so many times, and they're just generally known to not be great airlines, and I don't think you're gonna seek them out or try to fly them. So there you have it. That's what I actually think about these different airlines, and I just wanted to share that with you so you can see that no, I don't hate all airlines. In fact, there's a big list of airlines that I like or love that I would recommend and that I hope you guys seek out. But of course, I should say it's all individual preference. That's why I also encourage you to try a variety of different airlines to find what you like and what suits your taste. This is just what suits my taste. As you can tell, I've tried quite a lot of airlines in business class and first class at this point, so I feel I have a good overview of what the competition offers, and that's why my ratings are like they are. So where will you be able to find this list of airlines and easily access it anytime you need, where I'll be updating it along the way as well? On my new Squarespace website, which is coming soon. There are many reasons to use Squarespace, but the main one is just that they make it so easy to get your website up and running, which is the most important thing. You can connect your website to your social media so it shares everything automatically without the hassle of needing to repost. You can of course easily create a blog to share your flight experiences, and then create an e-commerce store to sell anything you want, from amenity kits to merchandise, either directly or via Printful. I can't wait to share my site with you, but in the meantime, head over to squarespace.com and sign up for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/nonstopdan to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.